Hello. Hi.
How are you today?
Uh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Mark. What's your name?
Oh, my name is David.
David. Nice to meet you, David. And where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Vietnam. I'm going to visit next month.
Wow. You
Yeah.
travel here to your business?
Uh, I'm taking a break at the moment. So I live in
Mm,
China usually, but now I'm in Thailand, and then just I want
wow.
to travel and
How
relax.
long have How long have you been in Thailand?
Um, for 4 weeks now.
Wow.
And then I'll spend 1 month in Vietnam, then go back to my job. So yeah. So
Nice
where
to hear.
where in Vietnam do you live?
I live in Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh, Ho Chi Minh. Very nice. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there 2016. So I went there for 1 week, and then I went to Da Nang and Hoi An.
Oh,
So
wow. You
yeah,
travel to Hồ
yeah,
Nẵng and Hội An next
yeah.
week?
Very nice. Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
So very
It's
hot.
beautiful place.
Yeah, I went in May, so it was very hot, but still very beautiful. Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
this beautiful place.
So I want to go back and see more, like South Vietnam, and
Mhm.
before I go back to China. So
Wow.
what what do you do in Vietnam?
Right now I quit my job and I spend my time for study English.
Oh, nice,
Mhm.
nice studying
Yeah,
English.
thank you.
So what job did you do before?
Uh, uh, I sell mango.
Oh,
I sell mango.
I saw mango.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very
yeah.
nice. Yeah, I always in China. I always buy the Vietnamese dried, like the dried mango. Very
Mm,
delicious. Yeah.
yeah, thank
So
you.
yeah, after going to Vietnam, like the
Mhm.
mango and the coffee, two things I love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and coffee is really
yeah.
famous. Yeah,
So
and
in
what
China,
kind of
I used to
coffee?
buy Vietnamese coffee. My friend used
Mhm.
to send it from Vietnam to
Mm,
from Hanoi to
yeah.
back to China.
What what
So
what
yummy.
what what kind of coffee do you like? Like espresso, Arabica?
I drink all kinds. So I like the Vietnamese way with the sweet milk.
Uh huh.
So
Oh,
the
like
like
white
the
coffee
drip
with
drip drip. Yeah,
coffee
like
with milk.
yeah, yeah. So very nice. I bought
Mhm.
the I can't remember the name all right. I think
It's okay.
Chung this name. Chung
Ah, yeah, this
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trung Minh Lagan.
Yeah,
This is
the
a famous brand name coffee in my country.
yeah, this is my what I drink a lot.
Mhm.
So the it's very like for my taste, I don't like coffee that is too bitter. So I like
Mhm.
the taste of Vietnamese coffee.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what are your plans? Will you look for another job or
Uh, mm, Firstly, I will improve my English speaking. I want to communicate with the foreigner, and
yeah?
yeah, I want to make my English better. And after that, I want to study abroad.
Oh,
Would
nice.
like to apply for internship. Mhm.
Where would you
Internship.
like to study?
No, not like study. Like
Oh,
I want to apply for internship.
oh,
Some
internship.
internship.
Sorry, yeah. So
Yeah.
what country would you like to visit?
Maybe America.
America? Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
likes America.
Yeah,
So
because mhm,
America, Australia, Canada, always
yeah, New Zealand.
New
Mhm.
Zealand. Yeah,
Yeah.
New Zealand's beautiful, but not so many people. It's very relaxing. So I
Mm,
I went there on vacation, on holiday, and it's like my country, England. New Zealand is a little bit the same, but
mm,
less people. So it's
yeah.
like you can walk around and not see like no people. It's crazy. Completely different to Vietnam.
Mm,
So
yeah,
yeah.
really different.
So I think if you go, if you go to a foreign country, your English. So if you go to an
Yeah,
English
yeah.
speaking
I,
country, your English very
yeah,
quickly
yeah, I think
will get
so. Like
better.
I have an environment for speak English
Yeah,
because in Vietnam, the people they cannot speak English. They didn't
yeah,
speak
yeah,
English, so
yeah.
I need to change
It's
environment.
yeah. I think the for me like the difference between the young and the old in Vietnam. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm 40 years old. People my age, I met many that spoke like Russian, maybe
Yeah,
Russian or Chinese, but very few spoke English. But the young people
yeah,
always had good English. So
yeah,
yeah, I think it's an exciting country. I think to
yeah.
people think Vietnam is going to grow, become
Mm-hmm. Uh,
become richer and nice. Yeah, it's good. So, what kind of internship would you like? Like,
I want to apply for a agriculture program.
oh wow, yeah,
I want to make my farm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I want to have more knowledge about apply high technology and how they grow the plant. And yeah,
yeah.
I want to make my plan,
So
make my farm,
that would be
small
great.
farm.
America would be a good choice.
Yeah,
Australia
I think
too.
yeah,
Australia
Australia too.
farming, like, similar weather to Vietnam as well. So you could
Yeah.
learn a lot in Australia. I've spoken to some Vietnamese students, but they are living in Australia, and
Uh,
they say it's very nice because the weather is similar and many other Vietnamese people there, so they can always
yeah, yeah.
eat Vietnamese food, things like this. So you always miss if you leave home, you always miss
Yeah.
your food. Yeah.
Yeah, I know this feeling because last year I studied in Israel.
Oh,
Yeah, and I really miss my food in my country.
yeah. Vietnamese food's great.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah,
So
we have a lot of street food, so you can eat food
yeah,
everywhere you want.
when I went to when I was in Hoi An, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe 4 or 5 meals a day. I was like breakfast, then some more, and then some more. So yeah, it was so
Mm-hmm.
many
Yeah,
dishes. Because I live in China. China has a lot of food, but
yeah.
always
China
makes
is
me
also.
sometimes too heavy or too spicy. But the food
Mm-hmm.
in Vietnam was very, for me, it seemed very fresh and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good.
And
3 weeks in Vietnam, I was like thinner. I ate more, but I lost weight. So how did
okay.
you like the food in Israel?
Uh,
It's very
yeah.
different. Yes.
Yeah, this is very different. And actually, I cannot eat food in Israel
Yeah.
because some food they put olive,
Yeah.
olive.
Olives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they cannot eat olive.
It's horrible. I don't like. I don't mind
Yeah.
the olive oil, a little bit,
hmm
but
Yeah.
olives don't like them.
Yeah. So I always cook food for myself.
Yeah. Very.
And I just eat bread.
Yeah. They have a lot of
And
bread, a
yeah,
lot of meat. I
yeah, bread.
remember like eating Israeli food in England. My friend in England's from Israel. Oh, I'll cook you
And
some Israeli food. And olive, no, no.
yeah, and some of cake I cannot eat because they put olive it, it
Yeah,
in it, and the tasty I cannot
yeah. I
taste.
cannot eat
So
olive.
I really miss my food in
Yeah,
my country.
I I don't miss. I never miss English food. Sometimes,
hmm
but in England, our best food is always from other countries, like Indian food, Chinese food, things like this. So,
And
what did you study? Did you study agriculture in Israel
yeah,
too?
I study agriculture in Israel,
Yeah.
and I work in tomato farm,
Oh, yeah. Did you
and I
do
take
the
care
like
of it.
kibbutz thing?
Yeah, like keyboard,
Yeah, I
keyboard.
did this when I
Mhm.
was 19. Like
Yeah, keyboard.
keyboards, yeah.
Israel,
Like
they
this.
have
Yeah, I
two
did.
kind of like keyboards, Mozart, Mhm.
Yeah,
Mozart. Mhm.
yeah,
And when I studied in Israel, I knew a lot of people from,
yeah.
and their food is really good.
Yeah.
They yeah,
I eat a lot, yeah.
so it's really spicy, but
Mm.
it's really tasty.
For lunch today, I had, like, I'm in Bangkok now. I
Mm-hmm.
had a Thai curry. I was like, can you make just a little spicy? Yeah, yeah, a little spicy. It's like, still too spicy.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweat, sweat, sweat. So
Mhm.
did you travel to any places in Israel?
Yeah, I traveled in Jerusalem,
Uh,
and
Yeah,
Dead
yeah.
Sea and Eilat, Eilat.
Dead
Mhm.
Sea, very
Really,
interesting.
yeah, really nice place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice people too.
Mhm.
I traveled
Yeah.
in the area like Egypt, Israel, Syria,
Mhm.
Lebanon. Very nice. But
Yeah. But I couldn't enter in Egypt
oh yeah, yeah,
because
the
yeah,
visa.
I cannot go to there
Yeah,
because visa.
yeah. Same. It was. I went from Egypt to Israel, and they said no, you can't come to Israel because you have Egyptian visa in your passport. But
Yeah,
politics always
yeah,
too
politics.
crazy. So so when how often do you study English?
Right now I spend a lot of time for studying English, like more than 10 hours for studying English.
Wow, crazy. I'm
Yeah.
studying Chinese. Well, I've studied Chinese for a long time, but now I'm in Thailand. I don't get to use it, so I just forget. So I think
Oh, you can use
if you
Cambly.
study a lot,
Hmm.
you'll do well. So
Yeah,
because I don't
but
study Chinese now, I think I forget I've forgotten a lot
mm,
of things.
how many language can you speak?
Um, I've learned so in school in England we learn French
Mm,
and German,
yeah.
but it was a long time ago. Like now, if you say, "Oh, speak German," I don't know. But if I go to Germany after maybe
Mhm.
3 days, I can understand. And
Yeah.
same with French and Spanish
Hmm.
too. Like if I went to Spain last year and I can't remember, and then 3 days I was speaking a little. So yeah,
Yeah.
but now because Chinese is so different, my head
Hmm.
is just all Chinese now because where
Really?
where I lived in China, nobody speaks English. Very small
Yeah.
amount of people. So
Hmm.
I have to speak Chinese or I can't eat. I can't buy
Yeah.
anything. So
And
yesterday here I heard somebody speaking Chinese, so I spoke a little and they were like, huh? A foreigner in Thailand can speak Chinese. Just in the supermarket, I could hear them. What's this? What's this? I don't know. And I'm like, I can help you. Like, "Ah." So it's always funny to hear foreigners speak
Mhm.
your language. For
Yeah.
in Asia, like if I speak Thai, Thai people, but
Mhm.
yeah, and I
And
think Vietnamese can be very difficult as well for
yeah,
Westerners.
I
It's
think yeah, I think it's really difficult for yeah, but you can
yeah,
learn.
yeah. I always if I visit somewhere, I try and learn like just a
Yeah,
small amount. Thank you,
you know,
hello, things like
yeah,
this. Yeah,
yeah, when you travel some country and when you speak their language just a little bit, they can you can make them make them funny or
yeah, happy. Yeah, like people
yeah
always
happy.
seem
Yeah, yeah,
happy.
like this.
So I went to the countryside in China,
Hmm.
and people it's like just stare all the time. Oh my God, look! a foreigner. And then when you speak Chinese, oh, everybody comes running out. I want to look and hear people speak Chinese. So it's always nice.
And how long did you stay in Chinese?
I stayed in China for
China.
seven years. So
Wow,
I
7 years.
manage an English school in China,
Wow.
but I'm moving to the south of China. So where I lived, it's very cold. So because I'm
Mm,
getting older now, I don't like the cold. So winter's very cold. Like it's lots of snow, lots of ice.
yeah,
So it
I
can be
know.
very cold. So I met some Vietnamese students, and
Mm,
they're in summer. They were like, "Oh, the weather is like Vietnam," and then October, the weather just drops, and they look like they were dying. Like they were from,
mm,
like one girl was from an island, like there's an island in Vietnam near Cambodia, like Phu
yeah,
Quoc or Phu Quoc or something.
yeah. This is Full Work Island. Mm,
Yeah, this
yeah,
like a small
Full
island.
Work
Yeah, yeah.
Island.
So from there to like
Mm-hmm.
northern China, so the weather is sometimes like minus 25 degrees and
Yeah,
just snow for like 3 months. So you have to be careful if you go to America. Some places in America are very cold too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if
I
you,
saw.
where would you go in America if you could choose?
Actually, I don't know where I would go, where I go, but uh, yes, actually I don't know, but I will apply for that, and they will interview me,
Yeah,
interview,
interview.
and
Yeah.
after that I will know where
Oh,
I
where you can
go.
go. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. America's a good place. A lot of people say bad things about America, but maybe their government or leaders not good, but the people are always good. Like you always meet
Mhm.
good people. Wherever you go,
Yeah,
there's
I hope
good
so.
people, bad people everywhere. So yeah, it's good. If you're friendly, then people are friendly back.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
I think you'll be okay. Before I was
Mhm.
talking to a Vietnamese man. He's 44 years old, but
Wow.
moved to Australia to go to university, but is very shy, very quiet. So he said he can't like just go outside to meet people. So his English is good, but he just uses Cambly to speak to people. I'm
Mhm.
like, just go to the supermarket, just speak to some Australians, you'll be fine. But very shy. So I
Mhm.
think this is the main problem. So if you go to America, don't be scared to say hello and speak to people because
Yeah, I will try to speak more
yeah,
when I go there.
yeah,
Because this provide me the environment for speak English, so I can have I hope I can improve my English speaking by
by speaking, yeah,
mm, yeah, negative
yeah.
speaker.
So if you're
Mhm.
a little bit shy, like quiet,
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
to be
but
sometimes.
sometimes I miss the stranger people.
Yeah,
I also try to talk to them,
yeah.
but
It's always
sometimes, but
yeah.
just
It's
sometimes.
hard sometimes. Like you see people
Mhm.
and you're like, "Ooh, I'm too scared to speak," but most people are very friendly. Like I went to America and everybody's just so friendly. Like people will see you and they'll be like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like you're not American, so they want to know, or they might hear you speak and then they'll ask you so many questions. So
Mhm.
yeah, you'll have a good time. How long will you stay there?
Maybe 1 year,
1 year.
maybe 1 year to yes, my program just 1 year for practice as a teacher
Internship.
in Israel in America.
Very good.
just
And
one
then
year. And
what are your, like, say, dreams? What do you want to learn from the internship? So what things do you want to take from America
uh,
back to Vietnam?
yeah, I want to learn how to manage the, how to manage the people in the farm. You know, when you make a big farm and
Yeah,
you had to hire a lot of people, so you had to learn how to manage them. Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
And then I want to learn how to apply high technology to agriculture.
Very good. Yeah, should be good. So will
Yeah,
you still, like, what kind of farm? Like fruit or
maybe a
vegetable
vegetable.
farm? Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vegetable farm.
My In my family a long time ago, my
Mm-hmm.
grandfather's father was a farmer. Like, so he moved from like one country, like Norway, to England
No.
to be a farmer. So, but then my grandfather is like, no, it's too hard. Working on a farm is too difficult. So
Yeah,
we had a
it's really
yeah, we
difficult.
had a farm when we were young, but then my grandfather sold it. So, but it's a good job, I think, if you enjoy agriculture.
Mm,
So when
yeah,
I
I hope so.
I worked on a kibbutz in Israel with
Mm-hmm.
olives. Like, my job was to help pack olives, pick olives and put them in the packing, you know.
Ah,
So
yeah.
now I can't even look at olives. Like, I if I smell them, I feel sick. So yeah, that's but I really enjoyed the time in
Yeah,
Israel.
you know, I didn't like to live in the city,
Yeah,
and I just want to live in the countryside. So this is
yeah.
my land for
It's
my
it's
time.
very different. Like, now I'm in Bangkok, but it's too big. It's I prefer small places. So, like,
Hmm.
when I
Yeah, but I my friend also introduced me. My friend from Highland, they introduced me some famous place in Highland like Chiang Mai.
mm,
Uh, yeah.
and like Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai.
When I when he asked me where do you want to go when you go to Highland, and I said I will go to Bangkok to travel, and he said no, 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 you don't go to the Bangkok for traveling. This is a just a city. That's it. And
Yeah,
you have we have a lot of famous like Chiang Mai,
yeah, Chiang Rai.
somewhere to
Yeah,
travel.
the north,
Yeah,
Chiang Mai, and the north
the
is very
north.
beautiful. Bangkok is
Yeah,
nice. There is a lot to see, but I think 4 days and then
yes.
go somewhere. So we're similar.
Uh,
I like the countryside and I like the beach. So if I can have
yeah,
both,
yeah.
that's why I loved Hoi An, because
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in, it's like a small city area, but I stayed in the
Really small.
countryside. So I
Mm-hmm.
stayed in a hotel that was in the countryside, like rice fields, and they had lots of
Yeah,
vegetables and
yeah,
things,
I know.
but just 15 minutes to the beach. So I said, "Oh,
Mm.
this is it's the best place on earth." I
And
was
yeah,
so
and
relaxed. So
mhm. And I traveled there last
yeah,
year, and this is a beautiful place, like
I
the old city. Yeah,
yeah.
and I saw a lot of foreigner. They travel by bicycle.
Mm, I had maybe
Hmm.
I had a bicycle and a motorbike,
Yeah,
but
in this like really near rice field,
yeah,
rice field. Yeah,
rice field, yeah, rice
and
paddy,
near beach. Mhm.
yeah.
It's
So that's
really
where,
near Da Nang city, just 30 kilometer to
yeah,
that Da Nang city. Mhm.
yeah. Da Nang's nice as
And
well.
Yeah, yeah. In Da Nang City, we have Banana Hill. Do you know this?
Yeah, I've heard.
Banana
I
Hill.
didn't go there, but next time
Oh, you
I'm
just
going. I'm going
you
next
should.
month. Yeah,
Yeah, I think you should go there because in this like we have the famous bridge, the famous bridge.
the hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like yeah,
it's
a
crazy. I My friend
yeah,
went there this year, and I saw a picture
mhm.
of this. Like, what is it? It's like something from like a movie or something, but
Yeah.
it looks so good. So it's um, it's interesting to see. I first went to Vietnam in 2001, so like 18 years ago, and then I went
Mhm.
back in 2016, and to see how fast how the country has grown in 16 years was so good. So like I
Yeah.
remember 2001 in like Ho Chi
Mhm.
Minh, and then going back and thinking like, whoa, this place is. I remember everything, but there's new things, and yeah, it's interesting to see. And my like friends, Da Nang is supposed to be like the number one place in the world
Yeah,
for people to
yeah,
visit
I
now.
think so. Da Nang is the good city for living in
Yeah,
Vietnam.
a
Yeah,
lot of
more
like
than yeah, more a lot of more than Ho Chi
yeah,
Minh City or more than Hanoi City.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good place for
In England
living.
now, Vietnam is like very cool. So a lot of
Mhm.
English people want to travel to Vietnam because we have a 15-day visa for free. So the
Wow.
Vietnamese government gave Britain and Germany this. So
Yeah, sometimes
let's go there.
sometimes
Yeah,
I jealous
it should
about it
like
because your visa can go everywhere in the world and is it like easy than my
yeah.
visa
That's what I think.
to travel.
If your country gives me 15 days, my country should give you 15 days. This is
Yeah,
how it should be. So maybe
yeah, I
in
hope
the
so.
future, though,
Mm,
because
yeah, maybe in the future.
Vietnam's economy is getting bigger and bigger. So, like Malaysia, they have free
Hmm.
visa now. So maybe,
Yeah, South Asia,
yeah,
I can go easily.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
More than
maybe one
like
day you can
Europe
go
or
to England. It'll be easier for you.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
hope so.
a lot of like old people in England want to like live in Da Nang and Nha Trang, places like this. So,
Yeah.
but here in Thailand, there's so many old British people, so it's crazy. Everywhere I can hear like old British people speaking. So,
Hmm.
so did you go? Did you study agriculture in university or just through
I
job?
actually my major is biotechnology,
Cool.
and I just learn a little bit about agriculture. So, but my passion is want to learn more agriculture. So I want to have learn more about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, good place. America's a good
Hmm.
place. Like the
Yeah.
leader of China, he studied agriculture in America, like Xi
Hmm.
Jinping. So he always talks about he left China to live in America to do the same
Yeah.
work. He worked on
Hmm.
a farm in America and then went back to China and used the technology that he learned in America and
Hmm.
helped the farms in
And
China.
the next week you will go to Vietnam with your friend or you just go by
I'm
yourself?
my wife. I'm meeting. So my
Wow.
wife's in China. So she's flying from
Hmm.
China to Ho Chi Minh. I'm flying from Bangkok to Ho Chi Minh, and we meet there. Yeah, it's
Yeah, and then you will move to Da Nang City.
maybe just for like a slow holiday because we've both worked very hard. Like I work. Um, I'm a manager of an English school, but I've just done
Wow.
a master's degree and my
Mhm.
wife also did a master's degree, and we just finished. So to we're going to celebrate by
Wow.
have a holiday in in Vietnam. So we
Yeah.
both, when we went there 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, we said we went for 10 days, but it wasn't long enough. So we said this time, see if we can get a longer
Mhm.
visa and stay for like maybe 1 month. So just
Wow.
to, yeah, because we just both love the country. So it's
Mhm.
familiar for my wife because my wife's Chinese, but two different countries, but
Yeah.
similar, Asian culture.
Yeah,
And
I know.
for me, I can just eat delicious food every day. So,
Alright,
but then
sorry,
my
mhm, the,
my friend in Ho
oh,
Chi Minh said, he come to Ho Chi Minh, but you can stay for 1 year because he wants me. He's like, I can find a teaching job for you here.
uh,
Come and don't.
Ho Chi Minh City right now is really hot
Yeah,
and rainy.
it's same here. Like
Yeah, it is.
very hot every
Yeah,
time I go outside. Just sweating so
mm,
much, and then rainy at
yeah.
night.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just I don't have time for today, and
Okay, yeah, save your.
I hope I can see you again.
I hope so. Yeah,
Then hope you have
you
a nice. I hope you have a nice
you
trip
too.
to
I will do.
Vietnam.
And thanks for your time. Good luck with your future.
Yeah, thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.